Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Matthew Boyle here. I hope your language learning is going well. I hope your personal development is going well. Your exercise, your family, everything. I want to send you my blessings and my well wishes. In today's video, I want to give you the confidence and the motivation to pursue your language learning in a way that turns your crank, in a way that makes you tick, in a way that gets you excited. Whatever that way is, I want to encourage you to pursue it. And I want to share with you my story of how I got this language learning card game company idea started and what that means to me. And I hope it inspires you to pursue language learning in your own unique way. So if you're not familiar with what I do, I started a language learning company, a language learning card game company. It's called Language Card Games, and I started it in 2016. And the reason why I started it is because I really like games, but especially card games, and I also like language learning. So one day I decided to sort of meld those two interests. I was always interested to find ways to sort of meld gaming with language learning. So when I would come home after work, I would play different types of games that could stimulate and enrich my language learning. I was always sort of mixing different board games or card games together with Mandarin to help myself learn Mandarin. I was living in China at the time. Again, this was like 2016. So eventually I decided to make a card game to help improve my vocabulary knowledge, or at least make it more easy and more fun to learn really cool vocabulary. So I put words that I was really interested in onto cards with characters and places and tried to make a little fighting game that was called Chinese Champions. And that was the first game that I ever released for this company, Chinese Champions 2016. And so I want to encourage you to do something similar. Look at your interests and see if there's some innovative ways that you can attach your language learning to those interests. If it's something that you could get behind, if it's something that you could be interested in, others probably can as well. So that not only is going to keep you going, but it's going to draw more people into your circle who are like you, and you all are just going to start to feed off of each other. Things are going to start to snowball. You're going to be able to develop momentum. So I don't know what that thing is. I mean, I'm just thinking of random things off the top of my head here, but maybe it's NFTs. Maybe it's something to do with sports. Maybe it's something to do with photography and travel. Whatever it is, look at your own interests, see if there's ways that you can connect it to language learning and develop your own unique thing. So after I finished creating Chinese Champions, feedback was good. I experienced some moderate success, and people would ask me, could you create this type of game for other languages, because I'm not learning Mandarin? So that got me thinking, well, I could create a single game for each language that's out there. That would obviously take a lot of time, and the application wouldn't be for general audiences. It wouldn't be as broad. I want to create something that can bring all different types of language learners to the same table, because I love that melting pot of different languages, different cultures, people from different backgrounds and countries getting together to learn and exchange what they know. So that's what I started to do next, was think about, from then on out, how could I make what I'm doing more internationally minded, more global, more open to everybody, more inclusive, because I want to be mixing and mingling with all different types of people, all different types of languages. So I put out more games after that, like Language Guardians, which is my best-selling game. It's really suitable for just about every type of learner or gamer. It's a really simple game. And then there was Other Tongue. I've got some games that work with flashcards and gamify the flashcard learning, because I like to use flashcards. And then most recently I've come out with Heading into Language Land. That was a new game that has come out in this year. But why I share this part of the story is because you're going to want to listen to, once you've created your idea and you have a unique or innovative way to share how you learn languages, you're going to want to listen to people's feedback. People are going to come at you with ideas for what they want, and that's going to give you ideas from where to build after that. So up until this point, my journey was primarily physical card games. I was learning how to run a business. I still am not that good at business. I have no background in business. I have no training in business, so that has been a steep learning curve for me. I started with the physical games, shipping them around the world, until I realized that people, there's a market for virtual products. For me personally, I love physical products. I love to be at a real table with real people in my presence, but I understand for me and for a lot of people these days, it's really hard to get together physically with like-minded people. Everybody's busy and people are so weirdly isolated by social media, even though they're connecting and chatting with other people so much. It's just really hard to get together physically. And I realize that people are more and more open to virtual products that you can sell. So you definitely want to think about what you can do to sell virtual products. Maybe it's an ebook, maybe it's a virtual game, maybe it's something that people can print out and use or print out and read. You also want to think about how could you virtually coach people or set up learning groups, learning exchanges through Zoom, through Google Meet, through apps like HelloTalk or Tandem. I don't use those, I have no experience with those, but it seems to be working well for my friend and fellow game master Nate. He uses those a lot. So definitely find out how to go virtual, how to be effective on social media, and that also can help bring your initiatives to the next level. Now this journey, I feel like I've always felt, even though I've been doing this since 2016, I always feel like I'm on the cusp of something new. I always feel like I'm just getting started. I always see a million ways for how I could do things better, how I could innovate. So that's also some advice I want to share with you today, is never stop growing, never stop learning, never think that you know it all and you can just coast on your laurels. Keep innovating, keep trying new things. And I want to tell you where I'm at right now, which is I'm currently sort of taking the Heading into Language Land card game on tour. I want to break through the noise and present this product to more people. I want to get it out there. And one of the things I'm doing to help support that is myself and my fellow game masters, we are hosting free online gaming sessions using this game. They're open to all language learners of all levels. If we don't currently have an active gaming group for your target language, we are willing to help. We are willing to work with you to get the people and create one. We currently have groups for Mandarin, Spanish, Japanese, and Ukrainian. There might be some Turkish games coming up. There might be some English games coming up. I've recently had a lot of signups to the site. So I'm becoming more aware of who wants to learn what languages, and I'm helping to bring people together. That's another thing too. If you can help people to connect with other people, if you can help to provide groups of people experiences, that is a very valuable service to be providing, because that takes a great deal of sacrifice on your part in terms of time and effort to set things up and facilitate. But once the people get in the room, if they have a great experience, that's those good vibes, those good effects are going to be coming back to you. So see if you can connect people with people and provide them with good experiences. So we are using the Heading into Language Land 1 game right now, and I say 1 because I've been working on Heading into Language Land 2. I always like to look forward to my next best project, my next greatest project. And for Heading into Language Land 2, I'm not sure when it will be ready. It really seems to depend mostly on the artwork. Artwork is taking a long time, not only because the artists are dedicated to what they do, but I have to spend a significant amount of time communicating back and forth with them about the little details about what I want in the scene. So it takes a long time to communicate back and forth over email. I work with a lot of team members to accomplish my dream. That's something you can try as well. Try to outsource things that other people can do better than you. Try to outsource things that are not a part of the creative process of your vision, because only you can really see where where you really want to go. Only you can tune in so tightly to your dream. So you as the dreamer, as the creator, you need to have a lot of time set aside for the creative process, for the visualization process, for the planning process, for communication. Things that are not creative production, things that are not visionary, you also can outsource to other people. So consider to do that. So I'm working on heading into Language Land 2. The story is pretty much written. I've got some wiggle room to add a bit more or edit here and there, but I think I've got about 9,000 words down for the story. I've got all the cards roughly templated in, still wiggle room there for different word categories and topics or game rules. You know, that stuff can be flexible, but basically that's been planned out and saved into project files. I've got about 3 pieces of artwork made. There's about 5 more currently in the works. I need about 54 unique pieces, probably 60 or maybe 65, because sometimes they just don't work out and I can't use them all. So I usually need to get a few more than I really need. So artwork's going to take time, but it's all going really well. It's all on track, and I'm trying very much to enjoy the process and not to rush it. That's part of a flaw in my nature as a creator that I need to work on. Is I get so excited that I want to see it done, but when I rush, it's not as perfect as it could be. So there's that fine line. It's a balancing act. You don't want things to take too long and you don't want to never cross a finish line, right? But you don't want to rush so that it's not as good as it could be. So I'm trying to strike that balance. I definitely want to have the game out for you, hopefully within the next 1 to 2 years. That would be my target. We'll see how that goes. If you want to follow and see the updates of heading into Language Land 2, there's a playlist for it on my channel. And I welcome your advice and feedback and any ideas for things you want to see incorporated into the game. And if you want to play with us for heading into Language Land 1, then you can visit languagecardgames.com. There's a sign-up form. You can get my attention that way. In closing, I want to say it's that old cliche, if you can dream it, you can do it. If you even can imagine there's something that you want to do, it's possible. You only have to you only have to devise a really great plan and maybe have some other people evaluate your plan, people that you trust, people who encourage and support what you do. Maybe people who have done similar things or are doing similar things, maybe qualified business mentors or coaches. Show them your plan, have them evaluate it, critique it, refine it. Once you have a good plan, it gets really simple, because after that, all you have to do is stick to the plan and don't cop out, don't tap out. Okay, don't make any excuses, just stick to the plan, believe in the plan. I believe your dream can come true, whatever it is, if it has to do with language learning, if it has to do with a different type of company, if it has to do with your personal life, your relationships, finance, fitness. I'm interested in all of that stuff. I try to address every area and keep everything improving and growing together at the same time. So if you enjoy these sorts of topics, I hope you'll come back and tune in again. I'll see you back here next time. Thank you so much for watching.